Alright, I am so sorry. I found it. Oh boy. There it goes. Alright, what we're going to do is put a little super glue on the bottom of this. That's a little super glue. And we're going to take it. And we're going to put it right back here where we want it. Let me look at from the front. Actually, it should be further over here. Actually, right back here should be good. Let me put a little bit more. I didn't put quite enough. I'm sorry. Okay, here it is. I gotta look at it here. Should be back in here. I'm just gonna kind of hold it a little bit. I got super glue on my hands. That's what I hate about super glue. Let me do something here. You put a little bit back here. I'm sorry. There we go. Now I can put it in there. Super glue is a great tool, but sometimes it's a little bit hard to. It gets all over. I remember when I worked at Bearing and Bearing. There we go. I'm gonna let that dry a little bit right there. When I worked at Bearing and Bearing, I remember when super glue first came out. It was made by Loctite, still is, and we used to use it. We used to use it for bearing O-rings, rubber O-rings. They made that super glue. It was a Loctite super glue, and they made that for. There we go. There we are. I am so sorry. I don't know what's going on here. I think no. Let me cut this a little bit more back here. There we go. They made it for O-rings. And buddy, you put this on O-rings that had broken or whatever it was, and you put those O-rings together, and buddy, I mean, it was perfect. Just a minute, let me cut this just a little bit more. Darn. Get even. And that stuff worked great. I mean, it just worked wonders for I gotta cut it again. I tell you what, I tell you, my eyes, and I'm not making an excuse, really, my eyes have gotten to where they don't focus on small stuff as well as I used to. So I have to do things several times a lot of times. Here we go. I have to focus several times on things because I just don't see as well as I used to. In fact, I don't have terrible vision, but I have bad vision. There we go, like that. See? Let that sit for a minute. Sometimes with super glue, if you don't get it on the first try, then it don't want to stick right. There we go. And Let me give it a little dab back there. And this stuff worked great for O-rings and stuff. Didn't mean to take that much time. I just couldn't get it right. I'm doing that. I'm gonna cut a little bit more. I want to be careful over here. Oh, yeah. That wood. That is strange. That wood is so soft in there. There we go. All right. Now we got that pretty much situated back there. And I'll move my knife around just a little bit. Anyway, all right, from the back there, we've got that. Now, we want to set that aside, and we want to let that dry. Okay? We'll let that dry, and we want to make... I got a little piece of wood that's about... I don't know what size it is. Little piece of scrap wood. It's about... Well, you can tell this is live, don't you? It's about 1/4 of an inch by 1.5 inches by 1/2 inch. 1/4 of an inch, 1.5 inches, 1/2 inch. Okay? 1/2 inch. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to draw a little it's going to be a little like a little spear. What it is, like a little Indian spear, just like that. See it? And we're going to draw it out just like that. And what it's going to do, it's just going to come out of the hand like that, in other words, and kind of go into the thing. So anyway, all right, let's work on that. Okay, let's just bring this down and bring this down. And bring this to a kind of a point here. Now you want the grain to be running this way when you do this, okay? Kind of a grain to be running this way. And this is all going to go to a point. So you want to bring this to a point. Okay? Now, we want to take and we want to cut right here and cut right there. And we want to slowly begin to take a little wood from off there. And we want to cut right there. And we want to cut down here. And we want to take a little wood off here very slowly. Very lightly. Take your knife. Cut a little wood like that. I'm sorry. And let's cut down here. Now, normally what I would do, I'm trying to show you, is I would go cut this out with a bandsaw, okay? I just go cut the shape out with a bandsaw and I wouldn't have to worry about all this extra carving. But I'm trying to show you how you do it with a just carving it by hand. Like I said, normally I would go out there, cut it with a bandsaw, and that would be it. So, but that's not what I'm showing you here. I'm making you a little thing up underneath here. I'm sorry. Run that across there. Come up underneath here with it. Or I'd cut the shape out with a bandsaw and then I'd just cut it down. But I'm going to show you, if you don't have a bandsaw, you just draw it out. And on the back side, it'd be the same thing. Basically, we're going to bring it down. Don't worry too much about the back side, because basically we're going to bring it down and it's only going to show one side anyway. So the back side don't have to be perfect, because this is way too thick anyway. Okay. Well, now that I can find, I don't have no problem. That other thing, boy, I mean, it blended in with those other chips. I mean, it blended in. It took me a while to find it. Finally, I found it. I mean, it was, that's why I had to let you go. I mean, it was, I looked down there and went, whoa. That's going to be hard to find. So, there we go. It was hard to find, I tell you what. So on all sides, we're going to kind of bring this down. This has got to be flattened a lot. This is way, way too thick. It's all got to come down. And let's come up even further with this. And let's come to a point up here, just like that. And let's bring these down. Bring these down and then cut them up. And let's just sort of and bring that, there we go. Bring that further in there. And like I said, this is all got to be brought down. A lot. bringing it down. Now, when you get down about this, then you want to kind of start rounding off that little thing in there. Rounding this off all the way. See, it'll come out of the thing like that. Okay? Alright. So let's get more of a, there we go, more of a spear type look on this. There we go. Just there we are. That's what I'm looking for. And then we're going to make that cut in there. And we're going to make that cut in there. Remove that. And we're going to bring that down just a little bit. See, coming out from in here. See that? And we want to make that cut all the way up here, just like that. And all the way up here, just like that. Let me see, let me get that cut in there a little bit better. There we go. So it has kind of the, it's going to have to be thinned up some more. Let's thin it up from the back, okay? Because the back won't be seen quite as. Let's thin this up from back here. Here we go. Thinning that stuff up. See, because we want it thin. We don't want it real thick. There we go. Where it's going to sort of fit like this. Let's thin that up in there. And we don't want that to curve like that. We want it straight. There we go. And we want to thin this up in here. I know it may be a little hard for you to see this because it is thin. It's very, very thin. Like I said, I usually just cut it out with a bandsaw and then I just thin it down. But it'll come out from out there. And I want to thin this up even more. Because that would be thin. You get the knife real close to your self right in there, so you want to be careful. There we go. See how thin that is? Woo. And that will be stuck in there as a little spear. I felt the tomahawk wouldn't necessarily look all that good in the thing. Maybe it would. I don't know. If I ever do another one, I can use, but this little spear that he has here is good looking. So around that, take some of that off in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole. I'm going to drill a hole. See the feather come out good. I'm going to drill a hole in there. I'm just going to stick it in there like that, okay? Where it has it coming out. Alright? So I'm going to go do that. And then I'll come and I'll show you what he looks like. And we'll work on him a little bit more. And then we'll be good. Okay? Alright. I'm sorry about that delay with the finding the feather, but it just didn't work out the way we wanted. So, okay.